What's good, everybody? Real quick, so they 15-1, we 27-3. Cool. I got a question. I need y'all to watch the entire video, alright? I mean, if you can do me that solid, just watch the entire video. This is a great game. You saw their record, see our record. Everybody's golded on the court. This point guard averages 24.6 points per game and 6 assists. And as you can see, they had two very small guards, so both of them more than likely have a 99 three ball or an extremely high three ball. They're going to feature this lockdown that can't guard me. And they're going to feature this power forward who also can't guard me, but eventually he's going to switch on to me. In the center that's just there to be there, I guess. I don't know. Just to sit there and hold his nuts and set screens. But the question I want to ask everybody that's going to watch this video is, when's the last time you whooped somebody's ass so bad into submission? Like, you left no doubt in their mind that you was who you thought you were. And they better respect that moving forward. It's like, this game right here, it felt like, one team started talking shit, so the other team started talking shit as well, because you just match energy. That's just what you do. That's just a part of the culture. If somebody say something to you, say something back. It ain't really got to be that expressive. But at the end of the day, let's just say this felt like both teams was talking shit, so we finally matched up. So now we got to do battle. All right, now we got to go into the war. And it's your side versus my side. We done talked all this shit up, pretty much promoted it out to the world. And now the world wants to know, okay, which team is better, which team is going to do their thing. This is what that felt like. Now, I don't know this team personally. I don't know the point guard. And as you can tell by their record, this team is a really good team. Even the way they're doing things, you can tell they know exactly what they're trying to accomplish. It's just a little different when somebody meets your match. So it's like you done talked all that shit. Now you gotta back it up. Or are you gonna back it up, or are you gonna get your ass beat? And this came down to, like I said, two teams with really good records beating up, and the other person is gonna try to beat the other person's ass into submission to let them know, like, we are not to be fucked with. This is what our record says, but it says. And one thing I'm a firm believer of, you are what your record says you are. If your record says you're a 50-0 team, then guess what? You're a 50-0 team. You're a team that probably don't want to be fucked with. If you're a team that's 1-35, and your team sucks, they trash, you probably need to find new people to play with. But when you are a good team and you finally meet up with another good team, because a lot of times you playing against these teams that you knew you was going to beat, right? It wasn't like nobody was a threat to you, but now you're going against somebody that's actually a threat. And then you get a chance to see if your strategy is foolproof. One thing I pride myself on is I promise you guys, I promise everybody watching any of my videos, I have made teams rethink their lockdown. I promise you I have. It's very rare to see a guy dominate the game without shooting threes. It's rare. Like, it's not like, back in 2K18, 2K17 where big men were actually a thing and they was just dominating the paint and dunking. It's not like that anymore. Bigs are shooting threes now. Inside bigs, they're still important because they are better at rebounding, better at blocking shots, better at dunking. And occasionally, if you make it right, they are decent passers and free throw shooters. So they do still have a place on the floor. They can still produce good numbers. But for the most part, the game is doing away with the inside big. Not because it's not, you still can't work it. It's just teams find more value in the three ball. And since more teams are adapting that mentality, as long as the team actually knocks down those shots, you got to adjust with them. Man, you can play good enough defense, which the way the game is refereed, you can't. But if you could play better defense to prevent those shots from going in, it would be a little different. The game will revert back to inside presence. But With the game being so free and open, the NBA likes it to where teams can score all these different points, and they sped up the game by making the offensive rebound shot clock go to 14 instead of the 24. So it speeds up the game. In this pace, I mean, hell, you got to be able to shoot. Simple as that. So most of the time, I tell you all the time, we would attack these two small guards that they have, right? They have two 6'1" guards, like I said, probably with a 99 3-ball more than likely. If they playing up top in this 2-3 the way that they're doing it, then more than likely they do have some type of steal or some type of perimeter defense. It's not going to be that high, but that's probably the only thing I could really see them having. Because, I mean, that's what typically 6'1" guards look like. Either they have a really high steal just so they can play the passing lanes, and they just stay up top and rotate down to the corners, or they don't have any defense at all, and the team just does its best job to hide them throughout the game. But what happens when you come up against a juggernaut that you ain't never seen before? Like I said, this lockdown that they had on me, no disrespect for him, he's good. No disrespect for him, he's good. He just couldn't fuck with me. The power forward that they had, he was decent, but just couldn't fuck with me. And that is what it is. Like, I don't think they ever thought they would have had to overcome somebody whooping their ass into submission the way that my team did. And I never in my life, like, I didn't have a lot of big games, right? I didn't scored a lot of points. I didn't have a lot of assists. I didn't had a lot of great games playing 2K. I mean, in the park, rec, whatever. I think the most points I ever scored in 2K in the actual game was like 71. And I actually had a game in like 2K16, I could have scored 100, but RDA Chalk was on some bullshit. He wanted to shoot the ball after I didn't have so many fast breaks. Not mad at him, but it's like, damn, bro, I could have scored 100. It is what it is. But a game like this against this type of opponent, I never would have thought an opponent with this record would give us a game this damn bad. Like, this was a pathetic performance on their behalf. They should be ashamed that they decided to play at this point in time and play this way. One thing I can say about teams like this, like that are that good, for the most part, they will stick together even once these bullshit games happen. That's what I can say. Because if we was going against any like mediocre team and we did this too, guaranteed they're disbanding their team once the game is over. Now, it's so bad for me when I play 2K, I had to turn off allowing people being able to message me, because I never get enough positive feedback from the 2K community based on the way I play. They never seen somebody as skilled as me do the things that I do so well. Especially this year. Like, this year, lockdowns wish they could just rip me every single time because I am a big point guard. And bigs wish they could stop me from getting to the rim even though they too damn slow. Even if you make like the perfect defender, then that just means my teammates get to be more involved because you're so focused on what I'm going to do next. No matter how you look at it, I'm going to be open to score the entire game anyway, so you might as well just try to make some adjustment to take the ball out of my hands. So I think that's the best thing you can do. Double teams, hope my team miss, things like that. I mean, as you can kind of tell, bro, we are fucking them up every possession down the court. It's bad, bro. I mean, shout out to Loco this game. I want to give credit to Loco. He was on his point guard's ass. He got crabbed like one time in the beginning of the game, and he made the adjustment to not get crabbed no other time after that. You know, great defense by him. King actually did his job. Normally I would guard the other team shooting guard, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to put King up there so I can help with the rebound so we can get out on the break a little bit. You know, with me, Montage, and RDH all getting a rebound, It pushes two guys that are faster up the court to get those easy fast break courts. But I never would have thought a team with this record, basic defensive game plan was just to get cooked by the point guard. I never would think that. Look at how easy I just pretty much walked down the paint. I was doing that the entire game. I never really even had to show that I could shoot a jump shot. And like I said, the crazy thing is I don't even shoot threes. At all. I don't. Well, at the end of the game, I might take one or two. But that's only if we up. It ain't like I'm taking these threes regularly throughout the game. But even right here, look at the defense I'm playing one-on-one against this guard. And his little ass trying to chase me down. For what? He ain't got no block. Like, stop it. Like, this was pathetic. So it's halftime. I think we up around 15 or so. Yeah, we're up 15. I got 15 points. The guy has a D who averages 24 points a game.
That's real.
And he's their player of the half. How that work? How is that possible? So most teams at this position, don't you think they would try to get their teammates involved? Is it easy for you guys to play with a point guard that plays the way this guy does? Honestly. I know for me personally, I don't play with small guards because they take all these bad shot attempts. And the moment you finally do get an open one, if you don't make it, they yell at you as like you the sorriest player on the court or something. You can't expect somebody to regularly be ready to shoot if they only get 2 shot attempts throughout the game. Like, if they don't go 2 for 2 from that corner, then they just suck. Like, no. I mean, you probably had plenty of chances throughout the game to dot these corners or get other people involved. You just chose to take bad shots. How can you blame the people that's doing all the work playing defense on them missing open shots? Well, like, it happens. This is basketball. Nobody's going to shoot 100%. Not every single game, anyway. I mean, I'll be fairly close, but, like, I'm not going to... No, nobody's going to shoot 100% every game. The greatest sharpshooters in the world will have a shooting slump at some point. It could be due to latency, delay, anything can happen. I mean, 2K is 2K. You take it for what it is, but playing with a point guard who's going to take all these bad shots, you have to live with it. And then every bad shot he takes, you got to hustle back on defense and come back and stand in the same spot just for them to ignore you another possession. I don't know how people do it. I don't. Don't get me wrong. Some people are that good. I get it. I've seen it. I've seen guards that are good enough to command that type of respect, but no, to me, that's just doing too much. I'm not about to hunt this three-point line the entire game just to... No, like, I'm not doing that. Just to yell at my teammates every time things don't go the right way. That's stupid. And as you can see, we're getting all our points off of just straight man-to-man defense. And we're not throwing no wrinkles in there. This ain't no 2-3 zone. This ain't no box and one. Or none of the other stuff we were regularly running. This is just simply man-to-man. And I just feel like my team's defense was just better than their offense. That's what happens when you don't have to adjust. Like their offense was what it was. Like, at some point, once he had this cold ring, you would have even thought he would have tried to get his shooting guard the ball or something. Somebody else needs to be ISOing at this point. All right, throwing it to the center at the end of the shot clock, can't find nothing open. I mean, as you can see, their teammates can do some stuff if they give them a chance, but maybe the point guard felt like his best bet to beat us once he saw our record was for him to have this phenomenal game. Maybe that's what it was. But who knows, man? At the end of the day, all you can do is compete, put forth your best effort. But I'm telling y'all, into submission. So what I mean by into submission, I'm not saying necessarily they quit. This ain't UFC. It ain't like they could tap out. but mentally, they tapped out. Mentally. To the point, like, I think we broke the will of them during this game. Of course, when a game like this happens, you want to run it back, you want to play again. You want a chance to make some adjustments. We actually played a team before we played this team. Well, the first time we whooped their ass, right, they messaged my center, they messaged RDH Hulk. It said, yo, match up, run it back. They matched up with us again, changed their builds to try to be similar to us, and got cooked even worse than what they did the first time. They didn't want to send no more messages after that. So I'm thinking to myself, because it's not a matchup game, the opponent's record wasn't all that good. You know, maybe they was just a weak opponent. But for us to whoop a team's ass of this caliber, this bad, oh yeah, we at the level I think we are when we choose to be. When we choose to be. We actually had a game after this game where the team was 7-4. And they was whooping our ass pretty much most of the game. Most of the game. I actually had that video coming out soon, but they actually made, you know, they made us work the entire game and made it one hell of a game. And I ain't gonna lie, they got some dude that looked like Luka Doncic, and I couldn't stop that nigga. He was the truth. But I think that'd be a fun game for everybody to kind of see. But nonetheless, I mean, this is content. This is something people want to see. See us play against other good teams with good records, things like that. Of course, I want to see the losses, any losses that I have. Don't mind putting it out there. Right, that's part of being a content creator, being able to take some shit like this. Like, even if we was the opposite team, this video would have came out. I just would have been incredibly frustrated with my team's results and efforts. But to be honest with y'all, this kind of explains my team style. This is why I go with the, you know, everybody pretty much being the same size. Because I feel like no matter what game we're playing, we still have a chance to be in it. Whether the team is better or not, I think we always have a chance playing this style, which is why I like it. Because if we play the same style as them, I think we can only be as good as our shots are going in. You know, and I think that's just bad. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, your style, your strategy is your strategy. All those strategies people use are good strategies. They all work. Right? It just comes down to execution and personnel. If your execution is great and your personnel matches what you're trying to do, you will always have a great result every time out. But since I can't necessarily depend on personnel or execution, I minimize, you know, everything by creating this guy that can be the fix for everything. Like, if we don't have a center, cool, I'll play center. You know, if we don't have a shooting guard, you know, I'll turn somebody into a shooting guard with good passing. You know, if we don't have a necessary lockdown there, cool, I'll play lockdown. So that's how I kind of made my build, to fix every possible personnel issue we could ever have. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't always work out, because I mean, if I'm playing point guard and I'm guarding other team's center, that means I have to trust somebody else to be the lockdown. And if they don't do it right, you know, we in for a long game. Not to mention, I ain't about to be down there trying to out-rebound 99 Hall of Fame, you know, rebounders. I'm not doing that. So, you know, I take it for what it is. I mean, to organize these, y'all got to take this for what it is, man. Y'all got your ass whooped. You know, steadily throughout the entire game. This was a merciless ass whooping. And I think the only way to come back from this is to get it, you know, continually play with each other, get another game, whoop somebody else's ass the same way we whooped y'all ass. Because nonetheless, that's when you start to get better. That's what happened to us. We got our ass whooped so bad, but we stayed together. We stuck through it. You know, to this day, I can't wait to play the team that whooped their ass like that, but I get it. You know, I gotta wait patiently for us to get that opportunity, and when we get that opportunity, we better make the most of it. Because if they whoop our ass again, that's a reflection of us not growing as a team. All right, we made all these new builds capable of doing, capable of competing against all these other good teams as you can see in this video. And if we can't do it to the opponent that made us, go on that journey in the first place, then what the hell are we doing? That's how I'm gonna look at it. But this is fun. So this is at the point where I say they're in submission. They didn't necessarily quit. The whole team, most of the team did stay throughout the entire game, but they mentally checked out. And when you mentally check out, that's the beginning of the end anyway. Losing is frustrating for anybody, and I think how you lose is more important than the loss itself. Like I said, right now they just lost to a team that was better than them. They have to accept that. I mean, like I said, technically, record-wise, we was better. So it is what it is. Like I said, I don't even shoot no 3 balls, but towards the end of the game, we up this many points. My guy want to dime me up in the corner. I knock it down, But it ain't something I'm going to regularly do. And so to get your ass beat by a point guard who don't shoot 3s just because you couldn't guard them, I don't know what else to say. It happens. Get better. You can't cry about it. Can't whine about it. And you're going to be fired up the next day or the next time you go out. You're going to be fired up if you see our name pop across the screen again. But until that day, man, you got to live with this ass whooping in its entirety. Oh, man, this is a fun game. I mean, so anybody that stayed to the end of the video, I greatly appreciate you watching this content. Hopefully, you got a couple of laughs out of it, but this was a fun game, man. I never would have thought a team 15-1 would look this bad. Honestly, I never, in a million years, I would have thought that. I would have thought we could beat some teams that had some good records. I'm fine with that. It's a couple of teams out there that I do want to play against because that'll really show me how far off we are as a team. And we actually beat some teams that have competed in some big time shit. So knowing that we can beat teams like that lets me know that the shit I've been working on for years does work. And we just gotta put it on display at this point. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. The more likes I get, the more people watch the content, the more subscribers I can get, the more we can grow as a family. All right, follow me on Twitter at the Association 2023. It's been yours truly, Lethal, him. All right, catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.